What can we learn from a dog's consciousness? Have you ever wondered if dogs think the same way we do? Or if their consciousness is as deep and complex as ours? While dogs don't have the same level of consciousness as humans, they possess something truly remarkable, an awareness and emotional depth that we can learn a lot from. Let's talk about how a dog's consciousness is different from ours and what it can teach us. 1. The power of emotional awareness. Dogs are emotional beings, through and through. They may not write poems about their feelings or debate the meaning of love, but they know how to express joy, fear, sadness, and loyalty. Think about how your dog knows when you've had a bad day. They don't need you to explain it, they just feel it. They'll sit by your side, offering comfort in a way that words never could. That's emotional intelligence. Dogs remind us that sometimes all someone needs is presence and love, not advice or explanations. 2. Living in the moment. If there's one thing dogs have mastered, it's living in the present. They're not worried about tomorrow's bills or stuck in regret over yesterday's mistakes. They live fully in the now. When you throw a ball, they chase it with everything they've got. When they're hungry, they let you know. And when they rest, they're completely at peace. As humans, we often get stuck in the past or obsess about the future. Dogs show us that there's freedom and joy in simply being. Imagine how different life could feel if we embraced the moment like they do. 3. Understanding without words. Dogs are incredible at understanding social cues. They read your tone, your gestures, and even your mood. They don't need you to spell it out, they just know. This reminds us that communication is about more than words. Dogs teach us to pay attention to the energy we bring into a room, to listen with our hearts as much as our ears, and to connect through presence and intention. 4. Self-awareness versus connection. Here's where dogs differ from us the most. They don't have the same self-awareness that we do. They're not reflecting on their purpose or questioning their existence. And while we often see this as a limitation, maybe it's actually an advantage. Dogs don't get caught up in their egos. Their sense of self comes from their connection to you, their pack, and their environment. They don't need to prove themselves or chase after external validation. They simply are. 5. A spiritual connection. Many people believe dogs have a spiritual awareness that connects them to something greater. Have you ever noticed how they seem to sense things we can't? Whether it's predicting a storm, detecting illness, or comforting someone in distress, dogs often seem tuned into an energy beyond the physical. In some spiritual traditions, dogs are seen as companions for the soul, here to guide and support us. They teach us about unconditional love, trust, and the beauty of being connected to the world around us. 6. Different, not lesser. Sure, dogs don't solve math problems or write novels, but does that make their consciousness any less valuable? I don't think so. Their awareness is different from ours, but it's profound in its own way. Where we analyze, they feel. Where we complicate, they simplify. And where we get stuck in our heads, they remind us to return to our hearts. What we can learn from dogs. So what can we take away from all this? Dogs remind us of what's truly important in life. To feel deeply and love unconditionally. To live in the moment and let go of unnecessary worries. To connect with others through presence and authenticity. They show us that life doesn't have to be so complicated. Sometimes all we need to do is wag our tails, enjoy the sun, and be with those we love. A final thought. The next time you're with your dog, or any dog, pay attention to how they live. They're not just pets, they're teachers. They remind us of what it means to live fully, love deeply, and connect honestly. Dogs might not have the same consciousness as humans, but maybe that's the point. Their way of being is simpler, purer, and in many ways wiser. Let's take a lesson from them and live with a little more love, presence, and